How's it going, everybody? My name is Sinikle, and welcome to Song of Saya. Now, this was voted upon on the poll, so thank you for doing that. Excited to play this. Heard some good things about this. The subject of this game is quite heavy, though, so you have been warned. There are some 18 plus scenes, but on the Steam version, which I have purchased, I think there's going to be less of that. But I think there are still some things that I may have to blur out, so that's going to be fun in itself. But I'm here for it. I'll edit out everything that YouTube seems to deem a big no-no. But yeah, I'm excited for this. I heard that it's a very powerful story. It's a very sad story, emotionally driven, and very graphic and gore and all that in its visuals and stuff. So yeah, I'm pretty excited for it. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right on in. The wriggling mass of flesh burbles. Three such creatures sit around the table in front of me, slurping filthy sludge from their cups, as they trade whines, growls, and sounds that I cannot describe. Oh, an eyeball. That's nice. Why, yes, I understand everything that you're all saying. Perfectly well. Oh, that's, yes, that's that. Okay, I can see how grotesque everything is. Look at all that meaty, fleshy, substances on the walls and on the tables and the chairs, and okay. By listening carefully, I am able to grasp the gist of their conversation and respond when it is required of me. This is necessary to avoid arousing their suspicion. Huh? However, these creatures look. They are my friends, apparently. I wish that I could still deny it, but I gave up on that a long time ago. Night after night, I went to sleep praying for an end to this nightmare, only to wake each morning to the same twisted hellscape as the day before. I know now that I have to blend in, that I have to act like one of them. Such has been my life these past 3 months, and so it will remain until the day I die. Judging by its tone, this one must be Koji. And the one next to him, squealing more than the others, is probably Omi. Which means that the one next to me is... Yo? Yao? Though I can no longer see any trace of their once attractive features, I try my best to ignore the rotten stench of excrement that issues from her quivering flesh. Love all these words put together. Jesus Christ. Everything has changed. Or almost everything. By some cruel trick of fate, my relationship to the world alone remains the same, as if an insane architect took the blueprints of my life and rebuilt it out of blood and gore. These monsters and I were part of the same college club. We studied together, ate together. We even went skiing together every winter break. Now these are but painful memories of days that will never return. If only no one recognized me, I might have been able to disconnect myself from the world. It would have been comforting, in comparison, to believe that I had been abducted by aliens, or that I had stumbled through a gateway to hell. But no, this is beyond a doubt the city where I was born and raised. The society that I was part of for 20 years, save that I and I alone can no longer see it that way. The world as I knew it is gone. I have no place to call home. Anyway, I can tell that whatever they are discussing is of no importance to me. I decided to keep quiet while pretending to listen. But just then, hey Fuminori, one of the flesh beasts says as it swivels its bloodshot eyes towards me. What do you think? Sorry, this format is a little new. I'm a little bit new to this kind of format here, where it's, you know, all over the screen and not in the bottom. And you know, the disturbing thing in the background. Okay. What about? I tried desperately to suppress my loathing and behave normally, but my hoarse voice ruins the attempt. We're talking about this year's ski trip. You are coming too, right? A slimy hole near the top of the creature writhes nauseatingly. Oh god, okay. Nauseatingly, as it vomits some semblance of words. That must be Koji's face, or what I would have seen as such 3 months ago. Unable to stomach the sight of it, I avert my eyes and give a neutral answer. I don't know. You have other plans? Not really. These were my closest companions. One of them had even wished to be more. How many nights have I spent crying in loneliness, lamenting the friends who no longer exist? Huh. In 3 months my tears ran dry, and now there is only loathing left in me. Surrounded by hideous creatures that I can only assume are Koji, Omi, and I'm just gonna go with Yoi, I guess. I don't know. I spend each day trying to act as I always have. If I fail at this, I'll surely be sent back to the hospital. Only this time I'll be locked away forever. No matter what, I won't let that happen. I mean, it's not like physical activity could affect your injuries, right? I'm not sure. I'll ask the doctor during my checkup. That's it. I can't look at them or bear their screeching any longer. I jump to my feet, desperate to escape. Hey, Fuminori! A spray of string... My god, these mixtures of words. Oof, god damn. Okay. A spray of stringy slime from the cilia around its voice box flies at me. I try to cover myself, but too late to keep the slime from splattering across my face. Like the yolk of a rotten egg. My god. I'm about to lose it. I want to grab a chair, a desk, anything within reach, and use it to smash the life out of this creature, ending it all. I barely suppress the impulse. I mustn't let on that something is wrong. However, they look at me. This is their world. I'm the outsider here. Like I said, today is my checkup. I've got to go. Struggling to put on a smile, I reach into my wallet. Pull out the first bill I find and put it on the table without even looking at it. I don't care about the change. I just need to get out of here now. Later. I mutter hastily and flee the cafeteria. That's a lot of noises that were violating my eardrums. Made it hard for me to concentrate. My lord. Jesus. I'm not crazy. Okay, so that's what they actually look like. Okay. So I guess something's wrong with his brain. That's like making these perfectly normal humans and everything else around them and him look very grotesque. What year are we in? Because let me just tell you, just get some brain surgery going on there. Lobotomize that bitch. You know what I'm saying? Just do some simple ass brain surgery. Just drill a hole in there. Okay. Sorry if that. Okay, I shouldn't have said that because some people are actually queasy to that kind of thing. But yes. You have been warned in the beginning anyway, so you know what, fuck it. Hey, says Takahata Omi. Why don't we go somewhere we can skate for this year's ski trip? Tsukuba Yoi frowns at that suggestion. Skate? But why go to a ski resort to skate? Give her a break, Tsukaba. It's all she talks about these days. Tono Koji supports Omi with a laugh. Her impromptu suggestions are nothing anew, and it's Koji's role as her boyfriend to provide backup. They are a good match for each other, Yo thinks. Sometimes it makes her jealous. Should I even read this out? Yeah, I guess I should, right? Alright. I mean, she'd seriously never gone skating before. I took her the other day. Hey, is it really that strange? Not many people start skating in their 20s, you know? I was scared when I was little. Those shoes looked like big knives. What? Alright. I guess that's one way to look at it. But you picked it up just like that? That's pretty amazing, Omi. It's a lot like skiing. You keep your weight forward and use the angle of the shoes to steer. You made it sound so easy, I figured I should give it a try. And it was fun. So it was a date. Yo feels a stab of envy. Koji and Omi enjoy their time together, as normal lovers do. That's certainly not something that should make her jealous. It's just that her luck in love has been bad. Well, I want to see Omi skate too. Yo keeps her voice upbeat, trying to cover up her disquiet. She knows that it's wrong to envy her friends. She, too, would be spending time with the man she admires, if not for the terrible tragedy that befell him. His is true misfortune, her bad luck doesn't begin to compare. So how about it? If we make the next ski trip a skating trip too, it will be twice as fun. But you can skate at a skating rink, can't you? Why go all the way to a ski resort? I don't want to skate indoors. I want to skate outside on a lake or something. That sounds fun, but won't it be crowded? While speaking, Yo sneaks a sideways glance at the young man sitting next to her. Although the conversation has involved only 3 people so far, there are in fact 2 couples at the cafeteria table. Yo's boyfriend, though there's still some doubt over whether he could be called that, is beside her, as silent and expressionless as a statue. Okay, so we're seeing 2 versions of this conversation. One was his, and now the second one is, well, the other 3's. That's interesting. Okay. Is that us? Perhaps Koji sensed Yo's pain in his usual quiet and considerate way. Oh, no, okay, different hair color. Okay. No, that wasn't us. Alright. The cause of Yo's distress, Sakisaka Fuminori, responds to Koji's sudden query with a vague, mumbling question of his own. We are talking about this winter ski trip. You're coming too, right? Koji speaks gingerly, as though probing a tumor. A few months ago, he would not have hesitated to rebuke Fuminori for his attitude. Their long acquaintance had forged a strong and honest friendship. But now, I don't know. Fuminori responds bluntly, his downcast eyes and sullen demeanor making it clear he has no desire to break his silence. You have plans? Not really. Even Koji, Fuminori's best friend, cannot communicate with him as before. What hope does Yo have of breaking through his shell? The scars left by the events of that late summer day are still deep all these months later. Each one of the 4 bears... What? Each one of the 4 bears them. Okay, I've read that wrong in my head, so I don't know why. Whatever. Not only Fuminori. So there was an incident. I mean, it's not like physical activity could affect her injuries, right? Not sure. I'll ask the doctor during my checkup. As though that answer drained the last of his patience, Fuminori bolts out of his chair. Even Koji can't keep his voice from rising as he tries to stop Fuminori from leaving. Fuminori reacts swiftly, throwing his hand over his face as though to shield himself from something terrifying. Maybe some spit flew inadvertently from Koji's mouth, but that happens sometimes. I guess. Fuminori's reaction is beyond the pale. Like I said, Fuminori snaps, making no attempt to relieve the discomfort of his friends. Today's my checkup, I have to go. Even as he tosses money on the table to pay for his coffee, he acts like he's touching something filthy. Later. Fuminori stalks out of the cafeteria almost as if he's trying to run away. Cloaked in heavy silence, the remaining 3 lower their gaze to the table, where the abandoned 10,000 yen bill sways forlornly. Fuminori's coffee is untouched. I can't take this anymore, Omi says with a sigh, but Koji shakes his head reproachfully. Fuminori just needs a little more time. But it's been 3 months. What's with his attitude? I feel like I'm going crazy hanging around him. Hey, I don't understand what he's going through either. I don't think any of us can. Can you imagine losing your whole family like that? That would screw anyone up. Oh, damn. Alright, well, we got a little bit more information there. It could have happened to anyone. A tractor trailer flipped over on the highway, crushing the Sakisaka family car into twisted scrap. They said it had been difficult to tell the bodies of Fuminori's parents apart. Ugh, Jesus Christ. For a while, it had looked as if there were no hope for Fuminori either. It was nothing short of a miracle that he was able to leave the hospital and return to a normal life. Well, clearly he didn't return to a normal life because something screwy has happened to his brain. It was worse when we went to see him in the hospital, remember? He was terrified of us. Like he didn't know who we were. He even had to be tied to the bed. He freaked out so bad. I'm just glad he's made it this far. There's still something strange about him. What's with the way he looks at us? It's like we're not even human. I kind of want to see if we can, like, hide the text box. Nope, H does not do it. They're fucking... Is there a way to hide the fucking text box? Because I want to get the fucking pictures and stuff for thumbnail stuff, but if I can't even get that shit, then I'm probably just gonna have to use the same wallpaper thumbnail technique for all future videos. And that's gonna be boring, isn't it? Oh, well, I guess we'll find out later, huh? I'll have to look around. Alright. Cut it out, Omi. Koji says forcefully, probably less out of empathy for his friend than out of consideration for Yo. The art changes a lot here. Like, what the hell? Oh, wait, it says high text. Space. Oh, well, I'm a dumbass. I'm a dumb fuck. Okay. Well, okay. Never mind. I got the power. I have the power. I also just noticed something. I don't have my thing on for some reason. I don't know why that was off. What a mystery. But you know what? I think I'll probably... I'll keep it off for this one. Okay. While Koji's kindness makes her happy, Yo always knows that she mustn't take advantage of it. Fuminori is the victim, just as Koji said. He's the one who most deserves sympathy. Yo's feelings for Fuminori is her problem, and no one else's. She doesn't blame Fuminori for not giving her an answer after she worked up the courage to ask him out. In fact, she thinks even more fondly of him for taking the time to consider than she would have had he treated their relationship casually. Apparently, the fact that Fuminori did not reject her was enough to make them a couple in Koji and Omi's eyes. They have had plenty of fun at Yo and Fuminori's expense since. The truth of it, though, is that he still hasn't given her an answer. After revealing her feelings to him, Yo didn't see Fuminori again until a week later. Yikes. And then she could only stare at his broken body through the window of an ICU. Oh. That was before. And then that happened. And then he sees things a lot differently now. Okay, I see why he hasn't given an answer then. Yeah. Okay. And when he was finally released, after 50 days that seemed an eternity, almost 2 full months, damn, he was somehow different. She's starting to doubt that he even remembers what she confessed to him before the accident. Maybe he doesn't remember. Now winter is coming, and her feelings hang forgotten in the cold, lonely air. Oh, Bill Hill. Alright. Dr. Temba Ryoko? Rio? Okay. You know what? I'm just gonna shorten it. Rio. There we go. Merry Christmas. It's October, Sinikle! Shut up! Dr. Rio has never had a more troublesome patient. Oh, hell. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Hello. How you doing? Those are some very nice glasses you got there. Okay, anyway. Shut up! Any changes since your last visit? No, nothing to speak of. His voice is hard and flat, his words tossed carelessly into the air. It's like he's speaking to himself in an empty room. Ryoko is a surgeon, not a psychiatrist. But even she can sense the thickness of the wall he has erected between himself and the world. So she's a surgeon. Did you perhaps do something to my boy's brain? Reverse it, please. What have you done? Any nausea, dizziness, or hallucinations? No. While Sakisaka appears to be looking at Ryoko, his gaze is actually aimed a fraction down and to the side. He's only superficially engaged in the conversation, when in truth, it does not interest him in the slightest. Perfect rejection. Realizing that she can't interview him like this, Ryoko sighs and sets her chart aside. Mr. Sakisaka, the procedure you received at this hospital was the latest in experimental neurosurgery. We explained this before, didn't we? Oh, okay, experimental. Well, there lies the answer. Again, please reverse it. What have you done? Treatment of subdural hematoma through the use of micro-machines, a procedure available in Japan exclusively here at T University. Had been the only way to save Sakisaka. I'm gonna Sakisaka my ass. Shut up. Shut up, man. Sakisaka Fuminori from a cerebral contusion that should have been fatal. So they did an experimental surgery on him. Okay. With any experimental treatment, there is always a risk of unexpected complications. Yeah, but this one's huge. This is coming from me here, Sinikle. You haven't seen what he's seeing, okay? I did. It's horrendous. It's god-awful. It's the things that even Satan himself could not conjure up. Please, for the love of God, reverse what you did. In fact, maybe you can improve upon whatever you did. Okay? Fix it, please. Of course. Fuminori's lips twist slightly in what might be a bitter or mocking smile, but it is gone before Ryoko can discern its meaning. Normally I would never say anything to frighten a patient. Okay, well, that's going to be just thrown out the window, isn't it? But there have been reports of serious neurological disorders post-surgery. We must continue to monitor your condition carefully. Hence these weekly checkups. If only he could take them a little more seriously. How was last week's MRI? Sakisaka asks abruptly, as if to catch Ryoko off guard. MRI, magnetic resonance imaging, is a way for doctors to examine the brain in detail without opening the patient's skull. Surprised by Sakisaka's uncommon technical knowledge, Ryoko recalls his profile. Ah, that's right. You're a medical student, aren't you? The kind of anomaly you are worried about should show up on the MRI, right? Did you find anything? No. There was nothing, not the slightest hint of abnormal activity. For a procedure with such a low rate of success, the results have been nothing short of miraculous. However, something still bothers Ryoko. He can't shake the feeling that he's hiding something beneath his guarded exterior. Some terrible weight on his soul, perhaps. But if it's an inorganic, Jesus Christ, problem, then there's nothing she can do as long as he refuses to explain it. Wait. So you're telling me he hasn't told you everything that he's seeing? What has he told this doctor? Boy, describe everything in detail. Are you mad? They can't help you if you don't say shit. If you hide shit, they can't help you, fool. You know, with that, I'm just gonna be silent and take a sip of my water. This guy's an asshole. Maybe he deserves this, actually. Well, no, I wouldn't say asshole, but buffoon, I guess I'll say. I'm fine. I've been on my own for 3 months without any problems. What could go wrong now? Hello, baby. Please. You know that continued observation is required after these difficult surgeries. You have to trust us a little more. Exactly. Tell them. Tell your doctors. I suppose you're right. I do want to trust you, doctor. Can I come to you with anything? Yes, of course. Ryoko answers, smiling to cover up her irritation. Sakisaka asked exactly the same question during last week's visit. Well, then let's pick up where we left off. Have you learned anything about Dr. Ogwai? Unable to answer, Ryoko hardens the mask of her smile. Why is he asking about another doctor? Maybe this one did the actual procedure on his brain? And maybe this doctor was only on the side helping this Dr. Ogwai? I don't know. As before, the patient is inquiring about someone whom he has no business knowing. What? But then how does he know his name? What? I'm confused. If you don't mind my asking, what does Dr. Ogwai have to do with your treatment? You just told me to trust you, and now you're keeping secrets. Ryoko is used to patients treating her with hostility. Some degree of paranoia is natural when dealing with the person whose mistakes could kill you. In Sakisaka, however, he doesn't see the anxiety that other patients exhibit. His demeanor is perfectly calm, almost like a detective questioning a suspect. I'm confused. He seems more calm here. Is he not seeing what we saw earlier right now? I'm confused. Is it only when he's with certain people? Or like it happens randomly? I don't know. This is odd. Alright. He left this hospital some time ago. I never had any contact with him myself. Do you know why he left? Yes, I believe it was personal. Ryoko answers smoothly, her earlier hesitation gone. Having decided at the outset to lie, she has no trouble doing so with a straight face. So she's lying, right? But why do you keep asking about Dr. Ogwai? Have you been acquainted with him? Did you know that the doctor has gone missing? No. Ryoko realizes that her answer may have been a little too quick. He should have acted more surprised. I've recently become close with a relative of his. It was she who asked me to find him. A relative. Ryoko considers this with a frown. I didn't think Dr. Ogwai had any relatives. Oh, who told you that? I heard it from a nurse. Ryoko replies, remembering that she just claimed to have had no contact with the man. Why is she lying? What is this? This has me so intrigued, but in a weird way. I see. The doctor was famous enough to have nurses gossiping about him. I hear he was an unusual man, but no one knows why he left the university. Ryoko falls silent, knowing that this isn't a topic she can brush away with a smile. Sakisaka seems to have finally grasped her mood, however, as his strangely stiff tone softens a little. Please, I have to find Dr. Ogwai. There's a girl who needs him. Can't you help me? Isn't this something the police should handle? Although she makes it sound like the most obvious thing in the world, the suggestion is actually a gamble. If Ogwai Masahiko's disappearance becomes a police matter, then the university will be investigated. Everyone who was involved in the incident will be at risk of exposure. And of course, that includes Ryoko herself. She knows, however, that Sakisaka is unlikely to go to the police. First of all, his excuse is obviously a lie. They already made sure that Ogwai had no relatives who might come looking for him, which is why they could bury the truth of what happened. But then how did Sakisaki... God damn it, I reversed it. Sakisaka! There we go. A mere patient learn about Ogwai. I'd be happy to help, but there's been no word from Dr. Ogwai since he resigned last April. I can only assume that he's gone on an extended vacation. You see. Expecting resistance, Ryoko is surprised when Sakisaka backs down. Hello? There we go. She's still worried about his condition, and the mysterious link between him and Ogwai is only making her more uneasy. But as long as he doesn't open up to her, there's nothing she can do. After a brief pause, Ryoko writes progress good on Sakisaka's chart for today. Progress good. 2 simple words. Alright. About next week's appointment. How does 4 o'clock again before she can finish? Okay, Sakisaka is gone. Alright. I'm done here. Okay. And we're back to this. Okay. How lovely. It looks like someone sprayed the walls with pig guts from ceiling to floor. What color should the walls of a hospital be? White, of course. And to the creatures of rotten flesh shambling around me, I'm sure this hallway looks just as white as it should. I know, intellectually, that the walls are white. I know that the flesh beasts are really human. I'm the one with the problem. And it's because I have accepted this that I'm able to lead something approaching a normal life. Even if my university's medical department is nowhere near as good as T University's, I'm still a medical student specializing in neurology. I have a basic idea of what has happened to me, though it's hard to believe. This isn't a pathological condition. It's probably some form of agnosia unlike anything that has ever been studied before. The flesh beast called Tambo Ryoka. Okay, so he was seeing the stuff. Okay, never mind. Impressive that he was able to, be calm and shit, considering he wasn't exactly that when he was with friends and stuff. You know what I mean? So, what a sudden shift in attitude. Right? Anyways, where was I? The flesh beast called Tambo Ryoko said that the other patients had developed neurological disorders after receiving the same treatment I did. So I guess I'm just another failure. It makes me want to laugh in that know-it-all doctor's face. That said, I don't blame the doctors who operated on me. After all, I do owe them my life. I know as well as anyone how low the chance of success was, and that I had no other hope of survival. Holy shit. Look at that. Jesus Christ. That's just horrifying. Ugh. I was unlucky. That's all there is to it. The point is that my condition isn't treatable. Just like someone adapting to a hearing aid or a wheelchair. I have no choice but to adapt to this nauseating scenery. Of course it's hard. It wasn't easy to resign myself to this fate. But now there is more than just despair. Even for me, there is a glimmer of hope. Keeping my eyes on my feet, I hurry home. I live in a quiet suburban neighborhood, in a house that's much too large for me alone. My parents, even unluckier than I was, died in the accident 3 months ago. I couldn't even go to the funeral for being in intensive care. I had to sell my father's business, but at least that left me with a house and enough money to live on for a while. Of course I'm sad, but the accident took more from me than my parents. In fact, being on my own has probably saved me. If they were still alive, my parents would never have allowed me to live with some strange girl. Excuse me? Huh? Welcome home. As I opened the door, a bright voice greets me from the kitchen. The voice is beautiful and clear as a bell, human. Its sweet sound washes the day's cacophony. I can't even say this word. Help! Cacophony. Its sweet sound washes the day's cacophony. Days cacophony. Its sweet sound washes the day's cacophony from my memory. I'm home, Saya. Even the patter of feet coming down the hallway is music to my ears. Nowhere else in the city can I hear such footsteps. Only in this house, with Saya, am I so privileged. You're late. I was a little worried. Sorry, I had to stop by the hospital today. Oh, that was today? In her smile, in the inquisitive tilt of her head, is everything that I have lost. Since my accident, this girl is the only person I've met, perhaps the only person in the entire world, who does not trigger my cognitive disorder. True, her skin seems too white, and the color of her eyes and hair is probably different in reality. But even so, her form is undeniably human. It is not just her appearance and her voice either. As I bend down to take off my shoes, Saya wraps her arms around my neck and pulls me gently into her chest. Her skin feels truly human, not cold or slimy. And from her hair wafts a sweet feminine fragrance. In all the world, only Saya is pleasing to my five senses. And what's more, she smiles at me, embraces me. She knows that she is my salvation, and for some reason is happy that I need her. If I had not met Saya, if I had been all alone in this twisted, filth-ridden world, I would no doubt have succumbed to madness. It is no exaggeration to say that Saya alone is keeping me alive. What did you do today? Worked on the living room. Paintings have done. And now I'm making your dinner like I learned from the TV. Sounds good. It will take a little longer. Can you wait? Sure. I'll do some more work in the living room. After I see the humming Saya off to the kitchen, I step into the living room. Oh. Well, this is different. Huh. Why is a portion of it not exactly like fleshed out? It's like mossed over in a green goo. Huh. Odd. I realized one day that if the natural colors of the world were sickening, all I had to do was paint over them with colors that seemed pleasant. Oh. Okay. That explains that. Okay, so he's painting the whole living room. Like, the whole living room. Everything. He's painting everything. Even the couches, apparently. Even the books. Okay. I went to the hardware store and bought every color of paint I could find. And Saya and I tried the different combinations until we found one that worked. After painting the bedroom from ceiling to floor, I was finally able to get my first good night's sleep since the accident. Oh, so this is not the first room he's tried. Makes sense. When we first started on the living room, Saya, unsure what to do with the curtains, had just painted carefully around the windows. Without a moment's hesitation, I tore the curtains down and painted over the glass itself. There will never be anything out there I'd want to see. And as long as we keep the storm shutters closed, the neighbors probably won't think anything of it. Dinner's ready. Can you bring it in here? As she enters the living room with a tray of food, Saya sniffs the air. The paint smell doesn't bother you. Now that she mentions it, I suppose the smell of paint thinner must be building up in this closed room. It doesn't really bother me, though. There are far worse smells outside. Does it bother you? No? I'm fine if you are. Saya sets the food on the table. Unfortunately, neither its color nor its smell is at all appetizing. Not that food elsewhere is any different. Thanks, Saya. As has become routine, I steel myself and methodically transport the food into my mouth. The taste is as gut-wrenching as I expected, but it's not Saya's fault. I'm sure she made it exactly like the cooking show said. It's just that my taste buds can't accept it. It's not good, she asks hesitantly. Well, no. Lying won't make Saya happy. She knows about my condition. Don't worry about it. I'll make something different tomorrow. Sorry. You always go to the trouble of cooking, but It's fine. If I can keep trying, maybe I'll find something you'll like. In my current state, eating is nothing more than an unwelcome duty. As much as I hate it, I need food to survive. If I stay alive, then perhaps one day, as Saya says, I'll be able to taste something delicious again. I met Saya, didn't I? Aren't you going to eat? No, I already ate. In all the time we have been together, Saya has never once eaten with me. I don't know why she refuses to do so. It makes me a little sad. Still, I'm not about to push the issue. Not when she's putting up with all the problems I have. Is she even real? By the way, I asked about your father again. Oh, this is the girl, okay. I thought that was a lie. The whole relatives thing. Huh, okay. You did. Dr. Ogwai Masahiko is Saya's father, and her only living relative. Saya has asked me to unravel the mystery of his disappearance. They still wouldn't tell me anything. I get a feeling they are hiding something. Oh. I expected Saya to be a little more disappointed. You haven't given up, have you? No. Saya responds with an unreadable expression. It's not that. She gives a little shake of her head, then smiles at me once again. Thanks for all you're doing for me. It's nothing compared to what you've done for me. I thank her for the meal and set my chopsticks down to the perfectly clean plate. As wretched as the taste was, thinking of the care that Saya put into it gave me the strength to finish every bite. Is it bath time? Yeah. Will you wash my back again? Sure. Ever since Maya moved in, it's been like having my own wife. It just ends like that. Huh. I'm gonna go ahead and save there. There we go. Save, overwrite, yes. Yay! Okay. So, I'm gonna end it there. But yeah, Song of Saya, so far, very intrigued. The way they set it up, and especially the first scene, we saw his side, and then we saw the side that actually happened, that actually transpired. That was very interesting. I liked to see that. We didn't see it again happen, you know, with the doctor's appointment, but I mean, I'm pretty sure that happened in the first scene because, you know, you gotta grasp the actual situation of what's happening. You know, it gives a little subtle hint, and that's the only thing you get until it's thrown at you that there was an accident, his parents died, and he needed to get a brain surgery done to survive, and the success rate was very low, but it worked out, and well, now he's fucked. But apparently for some reason there's this one girl who is unaffected by whatever's happened to his brain, and I guess the mystery is going to unravel on that, right? I don't know how long this game is, but if it takes me a long time, I'm here for it. Thanks for joining in. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like, share the video, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, because there will be more videos coming up soon. So look forward to that. I'll see you all next time. Until then, though, please stay sinful, folks. Bye-bye.